Alrighty. Hello everyone and welcome back to my personal channel. You're here on the AZ Axel channel. And I am Alex Murray, your host for this evening. Welcome back to the Backyard Project. We are starting up officially week 2. Alright. Are we talking like a full BYP suite? As in like for the song? Hold on, my cable's all over the place. I mean, sure, come up with some stuff. I want you guys to be able to have that kind of be your own little project at that point. If you guys want to make a 7th inning stretch rendition for BYP, I would love to see that. All right. But anywho, I hope you guys are all having a great Friday so far. I'm having a good day so far, and I'd love to be able to see what we what we have in store for this evening, as we have day 3, if you want to call it, but week 2, game 1 is going to be our official title for today, and that is going to be seeing all of our game number 3s in the Backyard Project. So congratulations to everyone so far for how well the season has done, and for also hanging in here and being here for all these streams, guys. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot to the game and to our project as a whole, just for how much you guys have been able to put in and how much has been done. I want to have a special shout out to a whole bunch of the articles that have been made. If you guys are not familiar with our system, basically our Discord, our Backyard Project Discord, which you can see above us right here, has a group of people who do article writing for the league in terms of talking about who the best players are, the reactions to some of the games and the players. It's actually includes some live interviews of a couple of the players, and these guys have been doing a fantastic job. I always want to see more. I always kind of want to see what someone comes up with next, because they've had stuff like, we've had history. Ukraine's done all of these history reports about the league and all the stuff in it. She's done a history of the Neos Arc League, the Backyard Project League as a whole. These are absolutely phenomenal reads if you have like 5 minutes just to enjoy a little bit of fictional writing. Maybe it's not fictional writing, I don't know, maybe. But we've also had some really cool stuff like the BWA Editor-in-Chief. I think we all know who that really is, but either way, we had some really cool articles about people who put stuff up there about what they believe about some of the teams, kind of just some of their opinions. Some of it is opinionated stuff, and some of it is actually using some of the logistical statistics from the season so far, such as what EVC has been doing. Base Von Balls' character, he's been doing a whole bunch of really cool stuff, getting a whole bunch of statistics out there. For example, the Curious Coyotes have the best infield zone rating of any team at 1.21 ZR. Congratulations, Coyotes. They also have the 4th overall. I don't know what the 4th overall means. Is that in terms of all zone ratings instead of just infield? I think it means all zone rating. Now, I know that there's a couple of different teams that have had some really good outfield zone ratings, so that makes sense. 4th overall zone rating. Okay, thank you, EVC. I was assuming that was the case, but I just wanted to make sure. So there's a whole bunch of really cool articles in here, from Power Rankings, which is what Sergeant Mushroom has been doing in here. And let me go ahead and unarchive that one too, because that was a good one too. So he's been doing power rankings about each of the teams. We've done a whole bunch of stuff, guys. And that parallels with basically all the information that you guys can get from not only our Discord, but also our Stats Plus. And I actually totally forgot about showing this, but I do need to show this off. We have a Stats Plus website, guys. We are we're working with Stats Plus to be able to give you guys all of the access to the Backyard Project statistics and ratings and everything. I'm going to go and put that in here for you guys real fast. This is our website. You guys can go see that link in the chat. You guys can actually go to it, and you'll actually be able to see a whole bunch of information about our project and all of the statistics for your players as well as other players, as well as like upcoming schedules and events that are going to happen in the league. Basically, it's a full snapshot of all of the file work that I would otherwise be putting up manually. So if you guys want to take a look at stuff and you're that involved with the Backyard Project that you want to see more and you're always looking for more, go ahead and take a look at that page and let me know what you think about that, because we always are looking for ideas, and we always want to make sure that you guys are able to get all the information you need about the Backyard Project and all the statistics and all that kind of stuff. So, all that to say, we should be good for week number 2, game number 1s across the board at this point. So let's go ahead and pop ourselves into the Backyard Project. I'm going to double check some stuff here really fast and make sure that we're all good to go. This is going to be the first time all the phone numbers in the FOIA request articles are codes. Yes, we are not using real life stuff, guys. Anything that you see in our in the articles is all faked. Okay, it's all either codes or fakes. It's not real. Don't think that you're going to be able to suddenly call somebody and have more information or something else like that. We're not doxing ourselves. That's not happening, guys. It's just not going to happen. We're not that desperate for attention. Thank goodness. All right. Anywho, I need to make sure that our bot is going to work for the Discord, but we'll find out today if it does. I don't know. It's supposed to have integration with Discord and put stuff up, but I don't know exactly how that works, and I don't know if it's going to work. So we will see. All right. Otherwise, guys, let's jump right into it. We have a full day's worth of games to play. We're going to be doing the quick playing or the quick simming of all of the games except for one, which is going to be our Adorable Apollo's Angry Admirals game at 10:05 a.m. I might even change that time frame, actually. No, I don't have to. It'll be fine. It'll be fine to throw it up in the morning at this point. And we should be just fine with that. So, with that being said, guys, let's do it. Let's jump in. Games number 3. Week 1, game number 1. Astounding Armadillos putting up Trevor Rogers on the mound, their ace starting pitcher against Shohei Ohtani and the Super Squirrels. The Astounding Armadillos are 2-0 for the regular season. Their offense has been very good. Their pitching staff has been very good. And their bullpen has been very good as well. Yeah, I guess today they wanted to start earlier, so we're starting at 6:05 p.m. finally, instead of starting at like 10 p.m., so that's good. We'll at least be able to have, the afternoon naps will be available at this point, as well as some light, at least at this point. Absolutely, EVC, have a fun time over there. Good luck, and I hope everything goes well. All right, let's go ahead and stim our first game. Armadillos and the Squirrels facing off at the beginning of the day for the Naos Arc League. And the winner is going to be the Super Squirrels in 10 innings. Trevor Rogers has 7 shutout innings, I believe. No, he gave up 1 run via an error, I believe. 1 unearned run in the 7 innings of work. Holtzman came in and unfortunately blew it. In the bottom of the 10th, it was a run-scoring single for Get Off Milan. Coming through for the clutch Squirrels at this point as they take the undefeated Armadillos and they add a loss to that category. So, couple of stolen bases for the Astounding Armadillos. Same thing for the Squirrels. We see number 2 for Mahoney, 4 for Felgate, and 3 for Badu. And Felgate got caught stealing once as well. Milan and DeGraff and Reed, Fizzlebeef all get their stolen bases for the day, and then Styles gets caught stealing at this point. So the King Blue had the 1 error for the Astounding Armadillos in this loss. They out-hit the Squirrels 8-6. So it should have been a victory for the Astounding Armadillos, but the Squirrels, a very solid pitching performance from Ohtani, Beansprout Murray, and Matessa Sturgis. Wow. Very well done all around. Oh, Fernando Tatis Jr. was ejected in the 4th inning for arguing a strike call. So he had to, he wasn't ejected. He was put in timeout. His mom had to come and get him. Tatis Jr. throws a hissy fit in the 4th inning after not liking a call. And we had to get his mom to come and take him home for the evening. So Tatis Jr. was not able to finish the game, and they ended up having to have Silver go play shortstop. Garcia had to come back in to play center. they had substituted Milan in for the day. They wanted to test out Milan for a leadoff situation, and obviously they really needed him there because they needed to switch some people around. Hawley ended up going to go play first base at this point. So unfortunately, Tatis, not a good showing. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He's now 1 for 10 for the season, a homer, and 7 strikeouts. Wow. We will have to see if Tatis gets grounded. Yes, Ukraine. We will have to see if Tatis gets grounded for a few days. Thankfully, at most, it would probably just be one baseball game, but we'll see about that. Maybe that's a vote for the community to decide about at this point. But either way, the Squirrels get a huge win here. Huge win against the Astounding Armadillos here, knocking them off their 2-0 record. So, a couple more undefeated teams left as we go continuing on forwards. Did he pull a Torrey Hunter? Good grief. The Graceful Giants are competing against the Curious Coyotes this afternoon. Leo Wayne versus Courtney Michelle. Michelle had looked very, very good in her first outing, and the Coyotes are 2-0 as well. They were looking about as good as the Astounding Armadillos, so it'll be interesting to see if they also fall here in week 2, as the Armadillos have with their first game of the day. And Leo Wayne versus Courtney Michelle will result in the Giants taking this one 6-2, so another undefeated team bites the dust as the Graceful Giants take down the Curious Coyotes 6-2, out-hitting them 6-5. Lots of errors in this one, though. Woof. 2 errors for the Giants, 3 errors for the Coyotes. That was Hernandez, that's Esmeralda Hernandez, the relief pitcher, and then Kathy Wolf, who is their shortstop, made an error. Kathy Wolf also had a stolen base and a caught stealing over the course of this game. Chris Jardine got his first stolen base of the season as he had, I believe, his first hit of the regular season as well. But the errors going to Woodruff, Benson, and Jardine, unfortunately. So a couple of errors for the Curious Coyotes. So Michelle did a good job with the 6 1/3 innings, but gave up 2 runs, earned runs, at least at this point, 4 overall, and then Luann Louie couldn't hold it together in the 8th inning. And that's all the Giants needed. They were able to have an outstanding performance from Leo Wayne, who went 7 innings, 2 runs, 1 earned, 8 strikeouts, 5 hits. Very good pitching performance from Leo Wayne. Even had a wild pitch to boot. She will get player of the day for this game as well. Oh, Jardine got thrown out at home by Juan Soto. He's not going to like that. Chris Jardine gets thrown out at home by Juan Soto from the outfield, so that was another run that the Graceful Giants were able to knock off from the Curious Coyotes, and this was just pretty much the Giants' game to lose the entire way. Not a whole lot of showing by the Curious Coyotes in terms of offensive production. And the Giants looking good. Juan Soto continues to rake 1 for 2 with 3 runs scored, 2 walks. He still is batting .556 with an on-base percentage of .714. That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Moving on from our game against the Giants and Coyotes, we're going to be seeing the Crazy Cluckers versus the Kind Koalas. This should also be a fun game right about here, as we have Jay Green versus Grace Tipton. Grace Tipton did not have a good day for her opening day for the Koalas, as she gave up 7 runs, 6 of them earned, and 4 2/3 against the Armadillos. Not a good showing for the Koalas. Otherwise, they could have gone 2-0 to start off the season at this point. We'll see if they can do something here against the Cluckers and Jay Green, the counterpart to Leo Wayne. The Cluckers could really use a win as well. Winner of this one is going to be the Kind Koalas as they go to 2-1. The Crazy Cluckers cannot win a ball game yet, as Tipton outduels Green, gets player of the game and everything. The bot or me, Ukraine? Oh, good grief. 7 hits apiece for the Cluckers and the Koalas, but the Koalas get the 5 runs at this point as they get some really good production from Salvador Perez hitting a 3-run homer in the first inning, starting it off on a bang. So they had all 5 runs scored on homers, as Bighetti and Perez both have a 2-run and 3-run homer, respectively, off of Jay Green, and that was all she wrote. Jay Green couldn't hold it together, gave up the 2 bad pitches, had an error of his own. And Tipton will earn the win with Paco Mann getting the finishing touches on this ball game. Flinder did come in and do a good job in relief, and then a couple of stolen bases for Kawaguchi, Gabagool, and St. Louis. But outside of that, a double for Gabagool. Hannah Peavy got in a double as well. Ronald Acuna Jr. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. That is not what the Crazy Cluckers wanted to see from their number 1 first-round pick selection at this point. So unfortunately, a bad loss there for the Crazy Cluckers, as they will go down to 0-3 to start off the regular season as they lose to the Koalas, who go to 2-1. Boogers McGee and Corbin Burns are up next as the Nice Nobles and Gnarly Goats face off against each other. Gnarly Goats undefeated 2-0. The Nice Nobles haven't had a win yet, and I don't know if this is going to be the game in which you do that. Corbin Burns was absolutely flawless in game number 1. 7 1/3 inning, 11 strikeouts, 3 hits, no walks. And, I don't think the Nobles are going to win right here, unfortunately. But let's find out, shall we, guys? Boogers McGee has a hard matchup here against Corbin Burns. And it goes about as expected. Ahmed Khan hits his 2nd home run of the regular season for the Nobles, but that's all they get. 3 hits and only 1 run as they give up 7. And McGee just can't quite be as good as Corbin Burns, who gets, again, Player of the Day for the Goats. A complete game this time. So a complete game 3-hit performance from Corbin Burns. 11 strikeouts again, only 3 hits and a walk. There were 2 double plays for the Nice Nobles, but you can't win many ball games with 3 hits and a walk, guys. It's just not going to happen. The Goats were able to get home runs from Blastum and Polo. A 2-run shot and a 3-run shot, respectively, from both of them at this point. So that was just the 2nd inning and the 6th inning, and that was really all they needed to be able to win this game at this point. So the Nobles go to 0-3, and the Gnarly Goats go to 3-0. To start the regular season. So a great sign for Goats fans out there. They've been playing pretty much flawless baseball. They definitely should be getting up to the top of our power rankings lists at this point. Thought I felt that coming. There we go. So yeah, a huge win right there for the Gnarly Goats. I mean, not huge, it was expected, but still a big win for them to go to 3-0, remain themselves as one of the only undefeated teams. In fact, the only undefeated team in the Neos Arc League at this point. And I Rock This has pizza. Well, I Rock This. Are you sharing with the class, or are you being selfish at this point, you know? The Dominating Ducks will be standing up Max Scherzer against Ashley Weber and the Friendly Frogs. If you all come to my place, sure. All right, I'll get my flight tickets around here in a second. Hold on. The Dominating Ducks looking to go 2-1 for the regular season, and the Friendly Frogs looking for their first win, if they can help it. Ashley Weber had a great first performance, but unfortunately was saddled with the loss. I don't even remember who she played against in the game number 1. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and see who wins. The Dominating Ducks versus the Friendly Frogs. It's gonna be the Frogs! Yes! I was hoping they would win. The Friendly Frogs have a large amount of home runs from Pappas. Pigeon hits 2, Hugo hits 1, and Brian Reynolds hits 2 home runs. And the Friendly Frogs demolish the originally Dominating Ducks, sending Max Scherzer reeling here in game number 3. There was a home run to Yorktown on the other side of the categories at this point, but Max Scherzer gives up 8 runs in 4 2/3 innings pitched, 5 home runs given up. Ashley Weber goes 8 2/3, almost finishes the game, but was just starting to run into trouble in the 9th inning and was given way by Milton, who finished the game off. But Ashley Weber comes out rolling here in game number 2 for her. And the Friendly Frogs will get their first win of the regular season. A huge masterpiece from Brian Reynolds and Pigeon, being able to have 4 home runs combined, scoring 7. Wow. 9 runs, 9 hits for the Frogs, 3 runs, 6 hits for the Ducks. It's going to be a little bit of a reeling situation here for the Ducks. Oh, also, Mike Clark hit a homer as well for the dominating Ducks. So that'll be really cool. Very, very cool little situation right there for the Ducks. And Scherzer's going to have to recoup after this one because he's starting to look like a troublesome little pitcher. He gets into trouble with those home runs. He's given up 7 home runs so far in the regular season. He has not been living up to the 5th overall pick position at this point. So the dominating Ducks and Friendly Frogs both fall to or become 1 and 2 for the regular season. All right, we're going to save our Admirals Apollos game for the last bit so we can go ahead and watch that game live. We're going to go ahead and simulate the Rebellious Reapers and Nimble Ninjas game. This is Earl Abbott versus Sydney Weber, the twin of Ashley. Ashley had a good start, but Sydney did not in the first games of the regular season, so we'll have to see how they fare. The Rebellious Reapers are 1-1 for the regular season. The Ninjas 0-2, so the Ninjas definitely looking for their first win of the regular season. We'll see if they can get that right here, guys. Let's go ahead and simulate it, and let's see what happens. And they will. It'll be the first win for the Ninjas as Pablo Sanchez finally shows himself on the ball field with a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 5th to help the Ninjas secure their 6-3 win over the Rebellious Reapers. Both teams will be 1-2 heading into games number 4. The Reapers have not exactly been playing to their strong suits, and they're going to be looking at some situations of changing stuff down the road, most likely, so we'll see how that goes. But a good performance from the Nimble Ninjas offense at this point, scattering hits across almost everybody except for Hayes over at third base. So Willie Hayes, unfortunately, the only person not getting involved in the action. But a great performance from the rest of the offense. Babacar had a home run as well as Pablo Sanchez. Both of them shared 2-run shots. Veronica Lee also had a 2-run shot for the Reapers at this point, but that was pretty much all of the offense they really got. That 2-run homer in the 8th was just too little, too late. 2 stolen bases for Darcy adds to his season total, which is now 2. And then, of course, Gonzalez McShriff gets 3 stolen bases over the course of the game, and that leads his total being 3 at this point. Samuel Middleton was caught stealing, by the way, as well. Some good performances from everyone. Earl Abbott still doing pretty good. 4 runs given up in 7 innings pitched. That's still not that bad. You'll take that any day of the week at this point. Weber, though, outduels him. 7 2/3 of an innings pitched. 1 run given up. 5 strikeouts. Very, very nicely done. Harding gets the save after giving up 2 runs on the 2-run homer. Ended up going the end of the 8th and the 9th inning to get that save. Beatty gave up the homer in the bottom of the 8th. That was the 2-run shot to Babacar and couldn't hold the game in check, unfortunately. And the Ninjas will take this one. Final score of 6-3. Alrighty, moving on to the Knockout Kings versus the Clobbering Cacti. This is Benjamin Abenduck, the ace of the Kings, who are not in a good place. 0 for 2 so far for the regular season. I know we have a lot of time, but you really don't want to have sweeps in the first couple of weeks because that can just put your team in such a bad spot. Tim Gross is going to be his opposing pitcher. It's going to be a duel of the mirror-imaged players at this point. As Tim Gross and Benjamin Abenduck face off against each other, the Kings versus the Cacti. Let's see who wins. Cacti fans in chat hoping for a victory right about here. And it will be a win for the Clobbering Cacti as they clobber all over Abenduck. Huge victory for Tim Gross and the Clobbering Cacti as they smack homers all over the field. Oh my gosh. I kind of feel bad for the Kings at this point. we had a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 home runs. Well, I don't even think defense is the problem here, Mushroom. This is just an absolute bludgeoning of homers, as the Cacti knock 6 of them out of any fielder's reach, 4 of them off Abenduck, 2 of them off of Derek McCattery. And unfortunately, Abenduck will go to 0-2. Tim Gross gets the win, goes 8 1/3 inning, and gets the win. He is going to 1-1 at this point. 3 runs given up for Gross, 6 strikeouts, 7 hits, 2 walks. Abenduck, 8 strikeouts, but the 4 homers gives him 7 earned runs given up. 10 hits. 10 hits for Abenduck in those 6 innings pitched. And Maya Day, you're right, Maya Day comes in for 2/3 of an innings pitched to finish off the game. Nicely done right about there. Couple of errors on both sides. Dinosaur had one for the Knockout Kings, and then Begin Again and Markhart had errors for the Clobbering Cacti. But again, you get home runs that score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of those 10 runs coming off of homers for the Cacti, and that's just gonna do it, guys. That's just how you have to score runs. If you can get those kind of performances, you'll be fine. My apologies about the Slack notification there. That was on me. But otherwise, I mean, you had a couple of scattered hits. Frank and Stero did pretty good for the Knockout Kings, but you just can't protect against 6 home runs, guys. You can't catch home runs. You just can't do it. So the Knockout Kings go to 0-3 for the season, and the Clobbering Cacti move to 2-1. Sure you can. You can catch home runs. I mean, maybe if they're like right up against the wall. It's really hard. It's really hard to do that if you're in the stands. Yeah, there you go. That's the answer. You can if you're in the stands. If you're a fan. The Clobbering Cacti are going to start seeing a whole bunch of fans if they can get homers from Phillips, Markhart, Unavailable, Begin Again, Kripp, and McBeam over the course of their regular season. Good grief. It's going to be ridiculous. All right, the other game that might have been played today would have been the Jolly Jazz versus the Pleasant Pioneers. This is Jacob deGrom looking to get revenge on his loss in the opening day game against the Apollos. The Jolly Jazz are 0-2 for the regular season at this point, and the Pleasant Pioneers 1-1 behind a dominant pitching performance from Maria Luna in opening day. She ended up going 6 innings of nearly perfect baseball, 3 hits, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts against the Nimble Ninjas. So we'll see if Maria Luna and Jacob deGrom give us a pitcher's duel right here, or if we start to see more of these home run games, because they're starting to come out now. Teams are starting to get the offensive bats rolling, and that's going to be kind of scary, guys. Jacob deGrom, Maria Luna. The Jolly Jazz and the Pleasant Pioneers going up against each other, and the winner is going to be the Pleasant Pioneers. deGrom has an even worse performance as the Pioneers' home run squad of Base Von Balls, Hounderson, hounding deGrom, Guerrero Jr., and Wander Franco are making the Pioneers a contributing competitive team in the early stages of this regular season. The Jolly Jazz just not able to get too much offense around against Maria Luna, who goes 8 1/3 innings, gives up 1 run, 7 strikeouts, 5 hits, 1 walk. Jacob deGrom not looking like the number 1 overall pick at this point. I would take Pablo Sanchez over him right now. And he goes 6 innings, 5 earned runs given up, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 8 hits. Those 4 home runs resulting in, I'm going to assume, nope, just 4 of those runs. So 4 runs on 4 solo shots against deGrom at this point. But the Pioneers only needed 2. The Pioneers get a fantastic performance from Luna, and they will keep the Jolly Jazz in the losers bracket at this point, 0-3, as the Pleasant Pioneers move to 2-1. The park factors are not neutral. Oh, no. No. We do have park factors, guys. The park factors for the Pioneers looks like this. Over here on the right side of your screen, you can see they are a little bit offensive focused, but then triples and homers overall, not not focused at home runs. So the Pioneers pitching should be pretty good. So Pinky, which I believe is her nickname. Yes, Maria Luna, Pinky on the Pleasant Pioneers in a pitching perfect stadium is a good matchup for them, and they will win the pitcher's duel against Jacob deGrom and the Jolly Jazz. So every single team, guys, has different park factors. Some are offensive, some are defensive and pitching focused. So each team is going to have different stuff and different kind of abilities. We're not having like Coors Field effects on any of these teams. Nobody's like really, really bad. But we'll see what happens about that. There might be some cool little stuff. There might be some really cool stats to look at the end of the season where one stadium was just much better at offense than another one was. The last game before we watch our game of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the Witty Whistlers against the Courageous Captains. As Sergeant Mushroom already put it, the Captains 2-0. Angela Del Vecchio on the mound should be the favorites in this game. Kenny Kawaguchi had a rough opening day for the Whistlers. He's still a very good pitcher, but we'll see how he does against one of the best pitchers in the league in Angela Del Vecchio. And the Courageous Captains, who are undefeated for the regular season. Let's see who wins, guys. Whistlers looking to go 2-1, keep their road winning streak alive at this point. Angelo Del Vecchio and the Courageous Captains at home, looking to keep their home winning streak alive. And the winner is going to be the Witty Whistlers. We are bucking all the trends today, guys. deGrom doesn't get to win. Angela doesn't get to win. The Witty Whistlers take down the Courageous Captains on a 12-hit juggernaut performance from their offense. Matt Olson hits homer number 1. Menard hits homer number 1 for the Captains. And Loggins Jr. hits a homer number 1 on the regular season at this point. And again, another undefeated team goes and bites the dust as the Courageous Captains lose to the Witty Whistlers 6-3. 12 hits to 7. So just a fantastic performance from the Witty Whistlers offense at this point. Multiple stolen bases, only one error, a double play at this point on both sides. The homer to Olson was a 2-run shot in the 4th inning off of Del Vecchio. I mean, Del Vecchio still had a decent enough performance, going 5 2/3, 5 earned runs, a homer, 7 strikeouts. The walks, though. The walks. 4 walks for Del Vecchio, 9 hits. That's 13 base runners. Not a good sign for her. Candy Sofax came in and did a great job of relieving Angela, but then Houston came in and gave up one more final run. Nancy Chin did get the save after coming in the 8th inning to replace Kawaguchi, who gets the victory for the evening. So congratulations to the Whistlers taking down one of our other undefeated ball clubs in the Captains. That's going to make everyone a little bit shocked at this point. So going into our standings before we head into our final game of the day, we are looking at the last undefeated teams in the Sunny Day League. So we will have 2 undefeated teams heading into Week 2, Game 2. And that's going to be the Gnarly Goats and whoever wins the Apollo's Admirals game that we will be having played here in just 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I wanted to double check and make sure that stuff is working correctly if I can. Alright, I'm going to have to watch those later at this point. We'll see. We'll see. I got to figure out how that works, but I'm supposed to be getting posts, and I'm not. So I'll have to double check the bot on that and make sure it's set up correctly. But either way, guys, we're going to see a whole bunch of teams moving up and down in the rankings. The Kings and Jazz, 0-3 alongside the Cluckers and the Nobles. So we'll see how that goes. That's going to be very interesting, guys. Very, very interesting. All right. Let's get into this, guys. Springsteen, McGuire, the Apollos, and the Admirals. First time at home for the Angry Admirals for the regular season, as they will be sending to the mound Bully McGuire, their ace, who had a very good performance in game number 1 for them. Springsteen, however, out-dueled deGrom. So I don't know how much more you need to prove as a player than that. Let me go ahead and get myself off the screen so you guys can actually see these lineups really fast here. This is going to be our lineups for today's regular season game. Vidal Valor leading off, Pete Wheeler batting second, Debbie Nagasawa batting third for the Apollo. Stan Olofsson bats fourth, Cheese the Man batting fifth, Dean Danger sixth, Joe Bowden seventh, Pablo Pierre batting eighth, and Mariana Ralph batting ninth. And of course, on the mound, Bruce Springsteen. Outdueling DeGrom isn't that impressive now. I mean, I don't know. DeGrom's first start was very impressive. So that was pretty good. That was a pretty good day. But DeGrom hasn't had a great second day. So we'll see how that goes down the road. On the Admirals side, they are very home run focused as they've had a total of 7 home runs in their first 2 games. And that's been scattered amongst many of them, but Isaiah Patterson has been by far their best hitter so far. He has 6 at-bats and 3 home runs. And a 2.500 OPS at this point. We'll see if the Admirals and their offense can continue to be as dominating as they have been in the past. The Admirals lineup, my apologies, I should announce that really fast. Annie Frazier is going to be leading us off. James McNichol is batting second. Elwood Hayes batting third. Mikey Thomas, the cleanup hitter, already having a home run for the regular season. We'll see if he can add more in tonight. Tom Warner batting fifth. Isaiah Patterson, as mentioned before, batting sixth. Matthew Bellows batting seventh. Rocco McLovin is batting eighth. And batting ninth is Ollie Boudreau. And of course on the mound is Bully McGuire. 1-0 for the regular season, much like Bruce Springsteen, both of them keeping those whip numbers down around the 0.7 marks. High on the strikeouts, low on the walks, and very, very dominating performances from both of those 2 players. Let's jump into it, guys. Let's get started, shall we? Moving into our game of the day. And that vision, or that camera angle, is not looking very good. Let me try this one instead. There we go. Welcome to the Admirals Stadium, also known as Louisville Slugger Park. We're going to be seeing a whole bunch of action here tonight, guys, as we're going to be seeing these 2 ball clubs, the returning Game of the Day competitor Apollos. Oh, Stats Plus just now triggered in the Discord. Okay. Oh, perfect. The real-time scores came through. Awesome. There they are. I was hoping those would come through. All right, guys. So the real-time score bot is going to be posting all of the scores as they get uploaded. So you guys can see all of the scores as they happen live while we're doing games. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, cool. Cool. So those are all coming through. And then, of course, in the scores and highlights section, you guys can see more, including the Fernando Tatis ejection. Oh, that's great. Hold on, I gotta show this. Hold on, I have to edit that. Hold on. Can I edit? I can't edit it? Oh, no. You can't tell me I can't edit this. I have to be able to edit this. Hold on. I need to say it was put in timeout in the 4th inning. I'm going to have to edit that later. Bummer. Okay, fine. I'll edit it later. Fine. But anywho. Good to see that the bot is working correctly. That's what I wanted to see at this point. Let me go ahead and make sure that I'm all set at this point. And let's jump right back into this ball game, guys. Can you edit the new articles in OOTP? I can edit articles. Yes. I just don't think that'll actually reflect in the bot. I don't think it'll reflect there, unfortunately. All right, so welcome back again to Louisville Slugger Field, guys. Thank you so much. His mom is going to give him a good talking to on his way home. No ice cream for screamers. Yep, exactly. Yeah, if you throw a hissy fit and you start pouting, you know... Not going to be playing for very much longer over the course of a game. So yeah, good. The Stats Plus bot is working in our Discord. You guys can see all the games happen there live at this point, as well as any of the highlights if we have those happening during the course of the regular games that are played. So, good. Good. That's what I wanted to see at this point. All right. Welcome again to home of the Admirals. Not the adorable Admirals, the Angry Admirals. On the mound, Bully McGuire up first to bat here in the top of the first inning is going to be Vidal Valor as we get started. Let's do this! Welcome to technically opening day for the Angry Admirals. This is their home opening day at this time. Bully McGuire, their ace, up on the mound. Grounds it over to second base, does Vidal. Over to first they go, and that'll be the first out of the top of the first. Pete Wheeler, dangerous batter up here. Batting second for the Adorable Apollos. We'll see if they want to change that down the road. But Pete Wheeler's got an 0-2 pitch on the way from McGuire. Grounds it up the middle to the pitcher. Picks it up, fires it over quickly, and gets out the speedy Pete Wheeler. 2 outs so far in the top of the first. McGuire working very quickly here. 0-1 pitch on to Nagasawa, the number 3 hitter of the Adorable Apollos. Out to right field it goes. Moving over is the right fielder, and Bellows will retire the side. What happens if a home run hits the boat? If a home run hits the boat, I'll give 5 subs to any people in the channel. How about that? I don't think it's possible to, because I don't think OOTP can actually go that far with the ball. But maybe something like that, the boat sinks. I mean, yes, it could do that as well. Oh, good grief. Also, let me know if you guys can't hear the audio in-game, because I don't know if I have it really turned down super duper low or not. I don't think I do. They're all defaults, but it flares up, and I don't want to get it too noisy for all you guys. But anywho, bottom of the first we go. The Angry Admirals will be sending up Annie Frazier against Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen, the left-handed starter for the Adorable Apollos, has been doing very well so far for the regular season. Frazier smacks it over to first base. Gathered in by the first baseman Valor, who takes it to the bag and retires Annie Frazier. James McNichol up next here in the bottom of the first. Both of them hitting on the first pitch, and he smacks down towards center. That's going to fall in for a single, and McNichol is going to round first base and stay there, as it'll be a 1-out single for McNichol. James is over at first. That brings it up for Elwood Hayes, the left fielder for the Angry Admirals. This is what you want to see for the Admirals, is a chance to be able to drive in players with these sluggers. You've got Hayes, Thomas, Warner, and then Patterson. People you do not want to see people on base in front of. Springsteen gets into ground over to short, over to second, over to first. That's a double play. Olofsson makes it look easy, and the Adorable Apollos get out of what could have been the start of a bad situation there. So, minimum batters faced despite the hit allowed, and we'll head to the top of the second. That was a good job right there. Yeah, Dean Danger making that turn look easy. Nicely done by Olofsson. Kind of out of position. Olofsson is not a defensive shortstop. He is an offensive shortstop as he bats fourth here. Cleanup spot for the Apollos up against Bully McGuire here in the top of the second inning. He's got an 0-1 pitch on the way, too. Pops it up into right center field. Out goes second baseman, though. Makes the grab. And Boudreau, with that pretty decent 62 defense, makes that look easy. Up next is She's the Man. 1 hit so far for the regular season. A power hitting number 5 DH for the Apollos. 0-1 pitch on the way. Lots of contact. This is going to go all the way into the gap. That's going to be extra base hits. That's going to be a sliding double for the DH hitter for the Apollos, unfortunately. There's been a lot of early at-bat and early count hits and balls put in play against McGuire. But that one didn't find a fielder, unfortunately, and that'll put She's the Man over at second base in front of Dean Danger and Bowden at this point. Both of these two batters have been having very good seasons so far for the Apollos. Let's see if Bully McGuire can get out of this little bit of a jam here. He's not very good against lefties. As you can see, those splits not looking so good in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen right about now. That's 55, 69, 71. Not as good as he is against righties. We're going to have a 1-2 pitch on the way, and he will strike out Dean Danger. Dean Danger will strike out after the 1-2 pitch. A nice knuckleball there from Bully McGuire. Had a little bit too much of the up and away zones, but wasn't able to make contact and whiffed on the high pitch. That'll leave it up to Joe Bowden with the runner in scoring position now. 2 men down. And Billy McGuire has a 1-0 pitch on the way. Oh, and that hits Bowden. We hit Bowden with the knuckleball, so the control hasn't quite been there so far for Bully McGuire, but he can still get out of it here. Pablo Pierre up next, the left-handed batting right fielder for the adorable Apollos. Bully McGuire hoping to not run into more trouble here. 1-2 pitch on the way. Grounded over to the shortstop. This should get out of the inning. Oh, over to second they go. McNichol fields it cleanly, and that'll be an out, and we'll retire the side. So both teams leave runners in scoring position. And we'll head to the bottom of the second. Mikey Thomas up first here for the Admirals. Springsteen back to work. The lefty's very good against the left-handed batters, I believe. No, actually not so good at lefty batters. Interesting. Mikey pops it up on the infield. Second baseman, I believe that's Dean Danger over there, makes the catch. And that'll be the first out of the bottom of the second. Tom Warner up next, the major power batter here as well in front of Patterson. They just want to get somebody on in front of Patterson, see what he can do at this point. 2-1 pitch on the way. Fly ball out to left, but it's way under it was Warner. That'll be an easy fly ball out there. And Nagasawa will make the grab, and that'll be the second out of the inning. 2 men down here for Isaiah Patterson in the bottom of the second. First pitch swinging is Patterson at this point. Grounded over to first base. Making the grab is the first baseman. Valor makes a nice block. Picks it up, steps on the bag after running in, and makes the play look easy. Very nicely done right there for Vidal Valor and the adorable Apollos as they retire the side. 1-2-3. Nicely done. It's going to be a pitcher's duel potentially here, folks. Mariana Ralph up next here in the top of the third as we head starting off with the bottom of the lineup, and then we'll head back around to the top of the order. And hello, Breeze. The field is very cool. This is one of our nicer fields to play on. The adorable Apollos send up their bottom of the order. We'll head back around to the top here. Bully McGuire at 23 pitches so far for the game. Has a 1-2 pitch on the way to Ralph. And Ralph strikes out with the knuckleball. That'll be strikeout number 2, I believe, for Bully McGuire at this point. Continuing back around to the top of the order, we'll be seeing Vidal Valor up next. 0-for-1 for the ball game so far. Has got a 1-0 pitch on the way. Over to second base, sharply hit, but fielded by a second baseman. Boudreau makes it look easy, throws it over to first, and that'll be the second out of the inning. Pete Wheeler, last chance here for the adorable Apollos to get something started. Only batting 167 for the regular season, but already has 3 stolen bases. An 0-1 pitch on the way, grounded over to first base. It's going to be a tough play. Oh, they do make it, though. Woo! Patterson had to hurry, and McGuire had to hurry, and Wheeler was hurrying. But they get the out over at first, and Pete Wheeler is retired. The game is still scoreless as we head to the bottom of the third. Almost a third of the way through this ball game, and only 1 hit for each side at this point. Matthew Bellows, McLovin, and Boudreau up to bat here for the Angry Admirals against Springsteen, who's at 15 pitches. Both pitchers not pitching very many pitches at this point. A 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's going to be strikeout. That's going to be a strikeout there for Springsteen. I believe that's strikeout number 1 for him at this point. And that'll retire Bellows. McLovin is up next. First pitch, swinging is McLovin. Flies it out to the left. On comes left fielder, but it'll drop. A single for McLovin, and that'll be a 1-out single to put him over at first base. Rocco McLovin takes his lead. Springsteen, not exactly the best holder, and Ralph does not have a good arm, so we might be seeing McLovin steal here. Boudreau up next. Not exactly a good sack bunt hitter, so we may not see a bunt here. 1-0 pitch on the way. Flies it out towards left. Left fielder makes the little move over to the left. Grabs that one. Nagasawa is able to supply the catch to get the second out of the inning. Annie Frazier, top of the order. Here we are in the bottom of the third. 2 men down, runner on first base. Let's see what Annie can do against Springsteen. 0-1 pitch on the way. Grounded over to first base. First baseman Vidal Valor makes the grab, steps in the bag. Lots of first base action for both of these ball clubs, and that will retire the side. We'll head to the top of the fourth. Still scoreless at this point, guys. What's going on? Debbie Nagasawa up first here in the top of the fourth inning. Bully McGuire at 31 pitches as he enters into the fourth. A full count pitch to Debbie Nagasawa. Out to right field it goes, on the way, but a sliding grab by Bellows gets there in time. Takes away the extra base hit for Nagasawa. Bellows does a great job ranging over to his right and having to make a little bit of a sliding catch to make that one secured. There was no way Annie Frazier was going to be able to make anything on that ball hit right there. Bully McGuire tips the cap over there to Bellows in right field. Stan Olafson, number 4 batter for the Adorable Apollos, up next. 0 for 1 for the ball game so far. Bully McGuire at 37 pitches now. Another full count pitch to a batter, and this is hit out to far right field. I don't think you're going to catch this one, and it's gone, I believe. It is a home run for Stan Olafson. So Bellows made the grab on the last play, but couldn't have didn't have enough room to grab this one, as it's a 373-foot home run for Stan Olafson. Homer number 1 for the regular season for Stan. And that gives the Adorable Apollos the 1-0 lead here in the top of the 4th. Bully McGuire blinks first. Cheese the Man's up next at this point. 1 for 1 for the ball game so far. An 0-1 pitch on the way. Popped out towards center. That's going to fall for a single as the center fielder Frazier charges in, but has no chance of making that play right there. And it'll be a 1-out single for Cheese the Man. So 2 for 2 performance for Man at this point. And the Apollos have got something more started here in the top of the 4th inning. Dean Danger up next. McGuire wants to keep this game close and tied up, well, as close as possible before more situations happen. This is going to go out towards center. Frazier can't make this play either, and going to third base is the runner. Here comes the throw. It is cut off. And Frazier is not able to make any play over at third base, as that's Cheese the Man taking third on the single by Dean Danger, and they have runners on first and third with 1 man down here in the top of the 4th. That's a bit of a risky play right there, but Cheese the Man has just enough speed in Frazier's arm at 41. Not exactly going to be very, very good out in center. So a good call by the Apollos to take the extra bag there with Cheese. Joe Bowden, 0 for 0 for the game. I believe he got hit back in the 2nd inning, I believe. Bully McGuire plunked him. And we'll have a runner on first and third, 1 man down, 1-1 pitch on the way. That's going to be a wild pitch, unfortunately. Catcher can't handle it. I don't know if that was a knuckleball, and that will score the run from third. Danger crosses the plate, another run for the Adorable Apollos. I'm going to have to assume, yes, it was. That was, in fact, a knuckleball. And a poorly located knuckleball way in the dirt, pretty much by Joe Bowden's feet, I believe, at this point. And Bowden had to do just enough to get out of the way, but the runner from third was easily able to skip home as that went all the way over to the first base dugout. So that's 2 earned runs, unfortunately, against McGuire, because that's on him. So the homer and the wild pitch leaves a runner on second base with 1 man down. We have a full count pitch to Bowden, and that's inside, almost hits him again. I don't know if it's just Bowden's stance at the plate, but McGuire just doesn't know how to pitch to him. I'm going to have to assume it must be his stance. He really must crowd the plate at this point. But Bowden will take the 4 walk, or the, I don't even know how many pitches that was for that at-bat, but the full count walk goes for Bowden's favor at this point, and they'll have runners on first and second. 1 man down here in the top of the 4th inning. Chance for the Admirals to be able to get out of this with a double play, but a chance for the Apollos to put more runs on board. 2-1 pitch on the way. Fly ball out to right. Lazy fly ball, though. Over goes the left fielder. Hayes lines it up, puts it away, and the runners will not advance. So 2 men down here for Mariana Ralph. Chance to be able to get out of this inning here for Bully McGuire. He's up to 57 pitches now, and that 66 stamina is not gonna like that. 0-2 pitch on the way, gets Ralph to strike out once again and gets out of the inning. So only 2 runs score on 3 hits and a walk. The Apollos do lead 2-0 as the solo homer and wild pitch come back to bite the Admirals. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. 2-0. James McNichol up first here in the bottom of the 4th. The Admirals looking for some offense at this point. They've got to get something started here against Springsteen. 26 pitches has Springsteen so far, and a 1-2 pitch on the way to McNichol. gets him to strike out. A nice cutter, I believe, at this point. 91 miles an hour. And that'll retire McNichol on a very beautiful pitch right about there. Elwood Hayes is up next. He has a 1-2 pitch on the way. Flies it out towards left. On comes the left fielder. Still coming on. Makes the grab. Nagasawa had to get into shallow left to make that play, but does reach that position and retires the second out of the inning. Mikey Thomas up next. The catcher, clutch number 4 hitter for the Angry Admirals. He'll have a 2-2 pitch on the way from Springsteen. Fly ball out to right. This is well hit. It sounded good. Up against the wall, up against the track. It's gone! A solo home run for Mikey Thomas, and the ways of the Admirals is clear. They will live and die by their home run power sluggers. Mikey Thomas gets them within a run. 2-1 is the score as he hits a 374-foot bomb to right field. Tom Warner up next. Springsteen has blinked here in the bottom of the 4th. He's got 2 men down, though. An 0-1 pitch on the way. Out to left it goes. Another well-hit homer, looks like. Warner at the wall, and it's gone! A leaping grab by Nagasawa comes up short, and the Admirals hit back-to-back home runs. As I mentioned, they will live and die by these home run power hitters, and Warner hits his first of the season, I believe. The Admirals come roaring back here in the bottom of the 4th to tie up the ball game 2-2. Beautifully done right there by the Admirals to come back after giving up those 2 runs in the top of the 4th. Isaiah Patterson, chance to go back-to-back? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if they can do it. Springsteen starting to show cracks and signs of weakness here. 3-1 pitch on the way to Patterson. Oh, over to second base it goes. That one's not even close to being high enough for a home run, and it'll be a easy ground ball to second base. But the Admirals do get 2 solo homers, back-to-back ones at that, and they'll tie this ball game up at 2 apiece. All right, well, we've got a ball game again, folks. The Apollos have got to score more runs, and they've got to get back at Bully McGuire at this point. Top of the order we are here in the top of the 5th inning. 60 pitches for Bully McGuire as we head into the top of the 5th inning here. And he's got a 1-0 pitch on the way to Vidal Valor. Out to left it goes. It might fall, and it will fall. Dropping in front of the left fielder right about there. And it'll be a single for Valor leading off the inning. Pete Wheeler up next. Runner on first base. Valor can run, and Mikey can throw. But McGuire cannot hold runners at all. So if it's a good jump and a good pitch to steal on, this could be trouble for Bully McGuire. Let's see if they try to steal here with Valor. First pitch on the way. They pitch out. Here comes the stolen base attempt, and they get him! Valor is thrown out. Thomas plans it perfectly. The arm of Thomas gets the throwdown way ahead of Vidal Valor. And the Apollos are aggressive, but maybe a little bit too aggressive, as they get caught stealing second base. Mikey Thomas proving his worth to be able to balance out Bully McGuire and that 6-hold runners rating. Pete Wheeler now has a 1-2 pitch on the way, so he won't have anybody on base at this point. He's going to fly it out to right. That was well hit. Oh, but the right fielder ranges over, and Bellows makes another great grab out in right center field to retire Pete Wheeler. That would have been easily a triple right about there for Pete. Really well done right there by the right fielder, Matthew Bellows, who has been phenomenal in right field for these Admirals. Sit down, Skinny. Oh, man. Debbie Nagasawa up next. 0-for-2 for the ball game so far. Bully McGuire looking to finish off the inning 1-2-3 at this point. He'll have an 0-2 pitch on the way to Debbie. That was inside, and Debbie went swinging. That's a strikeout number 3, I believe, for McGuire. And that will retire the side here in the 5th inning. So they got the one hit. They got the caught stealing, and a great play by the right fielder. And we'll head to the bottom of the 5th. That's a Debbie Downer right there. Well done. Well played. Well played, sir. Well played. I should have thought about that, but I wasn't thinking about nicknames for people at this point. Speaking of Matthew Bellows, who can bellow it out there in right field at this point. He's up to bat first here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Already has a solo homer for the season at this point. Bruce Springsteen still pitching here in the bottom of the 5th. 47 pitches. He's got a 1-2 pitch on the way to Matthew. And he'll get him swinging on a circle changeup that was way out of the zone. And that'll be strikeout number 3 for Springsteen. Out number 1 for the top or bottom of the 5th. Rocco McLovin up next. He'll have an 0-1 pitch on the way from Springsteen. Oh, and he gets drilled. Okay, guys. Okay, I see it. Cut it out. No more hitting people. No more hitting people, please. Ali Boudreau with a runner on first base is up next. 1 man down. Springsteen, left-handed ace for the Apollos. He's got a 1-0 pitch on the way. Grounded over to second. Can they turn it? No, they can only go to first. So they'll let the runner go over to second base at this point. And that'll put Rocco McLovin over at second. Annie Frazier up next. 2 men down. Chance for them to get out of the inning. Chance for the Admirals to be able to score some runs. A 2-2 pitch on the way from Springsteen. Out to left it goes. It sounded good off the bat. Ranging into the left fielder. Should have room. Makes the grab. And Nagasawa will make a jogging catch out there in left field. And that'll retire the Admirals here in the bottom of the 5th. Well, at the top of the 6th inning, Stan Olofsson comes up first. Had the solo homer back in the top of the 4th against McGuire. Let's see if he can do something similar again. McGuire's at 69 nice pitches as we head to the top of the 6th inning. The Apollos have a hit lead, 5-4 at the moment, but not a run lead. Olofsson hits it out towards center. Well hit, but I do believe the center fielder, Frazier, is there to make the grab. Near the warning track, reaches up, makes the grab. And that will retire Stan Olofsson. Nicely done right there by the center fielder. Cheese the man's up next, 84 power. Always going to be a threat to hit one out of here at this point, folks. Bully McGuire has a full count pitch on the way to the number 5 hitter, I believe. And that's going to be a walk. Ball 4 up and in as the knuckleball doesn't quite get much of the strike zone, unfortunately. Second walk of the ball game from McGuire to go along with 4 strikeouts. As we have a runner here on in the top of the 6th inning, 1 man down. Cheese takes the lead over at first base. This is why Mikey Thomas needs to be DFA'd. Well, Mikey already had you catch a person stealing, and that was Vidal Valor stealing, by the way. 90 overall speed and base running, or running speed and stealing. So I'd keep Mikey. Mikey's had a homer today and a caught stealing. So Mikey's the only reason why you guys are in this ball game right now. So I wouldn't be DFAing Mikey at all. Bully McGuire have a runner on here in the top of the 6th inning. Yeah, first pitch and running on the play and another caught stealing situation. The Apollos are very aggressive, maybe just a little bit too aggressive, as Thomas has his 3rd runner caught stealing in 4 tries for the season. That one looked easy. Mikey just lobs it down. And the slower runner, which was Cheese the Man, never had a chance. They thought they might have caught McGuire napping, but that arm, 100 arm from Mikey, just absolutely destroying base runners in this ball game, guys. Yeah, Mikey's living up to his strong suits today. He is pulling all of the right strings today. Bully McGuire now has 2 men down and a 3-1 pitch on the way. Grounds it up the middle. That'll be a single, though. So a 2-out single. Oh, and it's an error. Oh, no. Frazier can't quite get it as it skips past her out in center field. Oh, no. So, unfortunately, if you should be DFAing anybody, it should be Frazier, as she went down on a knee to try to get the ground ball from Dean Danger, and it skips by her, letting Dean Danger take second base on the routine play to center. Woof. Good grief. So Joe Bowden will have a runner on second base with 2 men down here in the top of the 6th. A chance for the Apollos to score a run. A 3-1 pitch on the way from McGuire, and that's outside for ball 4. So the control of the knuckleball has not been as good as McGuire would like it to be. 87 pitches, 3 walks, and 6 hits against the Apollos, and you'll have a runner on first and second now. against Pablo Pierre. He has had Pierre and Ralph's number throughout this ball game, so unless they get something here, they should be able to get out of this inning. 2 men down, 2-2 game here in the top of the 6th inning. A 1-0 pitch on the way from McGuire. Rounded over to second base. Second base make the diving play over to first base, and a beautiful play by Boudreau to get the runner hustling down the line. And they retire the side here in the top of the 6th. They get out of danger, and the game will stay tied 2-2 heading into the bottom of the 6th. Well played right there by Boudreau. A fantastic diving play at second base. Made the throw and made it look clean. Bruce Springsteen back on the mound for the Apollos, I believe, as they are up against the Admirals here in the bottom of the 6th. 61 pitches for Springsteen so far. He's been much more efficient than McGuire has been. No walks so far for Springsteen. 1-1 pitch is grounded over to third base. Over with the throw is the third baseman, Bowden, and that'll retire the first batter of the inning. That was McNichol, I believe. Yes. Hayes is up next. They have Hayes and Thomas. And again, this is a perfect place for the Admirals. All they need is one good hit. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think, players who can really just have the one good hit. So this is a place the Admirals love to be in. A tie game, you just need one home run. That's all you need. Bruce Springsteen working to Hayes. 1-0 pitch on the way. Over to left it goes, and that'll fall in for a single as the left fielder goes over and makes the grab. That'll be a 1-out single for Hayes. That'll set the table for Mikey Thomas. He's already had a home run today. He's 1 for 2. 2 for 9 for the season. 2 home runs and 2 RBIs. Let's see what he can do here against Springsteen. Springsteen wants to get a double play right about here. Get out of the inning. 2-2 pitch on the way to Mikey. He'll strike out. A cutter down low, and Mikey can't reach it. That'll be a strikeout to Mikey Thomas. Number 4 for the game for Springsteen. Puts 2 men out for the inning. Elwood Hayes over at first wants to get scored at this point, and Tom Warner might be the last chance for the Admirals to score him here in the bottom of the 6th. My apologies. My voice is still a little bit cracking. Tom Warner steps in, the right-handed batting number 5 hitter for the Admirals. 2-2 pitch on the way. Right up the middle it goes, but it's past the shift. Oh, right underneath for the legs of the second baseman. Taking third comes the runner. Here comes the throw, and he's safe. Hayes will dive into third base on the single by Warner. So they'll have runners on first and third. It was a good shift right there by the defense, but it gets just past Dean Danger's outreached arms and goes into center. Wheeler had a chance to throw out Hayes over at third base, but running on contact was Hayes, and will take third base on the play. So they have first and third for the best hitter in the Backyard Project right now, Isaiah Patterson. 3 for 8, 3 home runs. Hasn't had a good day so far, but one swing of the bat is all you need from Patterson. 90 on the power rating for home run ability. Springsteen, lefty against lefty here, needs to get out of this inning. Has 2 men down, runner on first and third. Chance for the Admirals to score something big here. First pitch, swinging is Patterson. Over to third it goes. This should be retirable. Over to second with the throw, and they'll retire the side. Oh, that's the second time that Patterson has had a chance, an opportunity to get the ball in play and get some runs scored, and both times they've been ground balls and not the ones in the air we like to see. So unfortunately, we will remain tied heading into the 7th inning. I hope you guys have been enjoying this very close matchup. I have enjoyed enjoying this a lot. 2 runs, 6 hits for each ball club. The Admirals with the 1 error so far for the game, and Bully McGuire heads out for the 7th inning. 89 pitches so far for Bully McGuire. He does so much better against righties than lefties. We'll see if they want to keep him in against Valor and Wheeler at this point. We'll see about that. My guess would be, sure, throw him and see what happens. Mariana Ralph, 0 for 2 of 2 strikeouts so far. 0-1 pitch, flied out towards center. Frazier going over to her right, makes the grab. It's going to be a little bit of a tricky situation whenever you have Frazier making plays out in center. So we'll see what they decide to do here. They're gonna leave McGuire in. I don't know if I would agree to this one right here. We'll see if the Admirals want to start putting pitch counts on McGuire if this turns out to be a bad situation. If you get Valor out, I'm not too scared, but you really don't want to set people up in front of Wheeler, Nagasawa, and Olofsson. You just don't want to put runners on base. You've been lucky. You've had 2 caught stealings so far. Valor once, and she's the man. But, you know, those are base runners that you're leaving on there as well. So definitely could use... there's going to be some decisions to be made about some stuff. But anywho, Vidal Valor, 1 man out here in the top of the 7th inning for the Apollos up to bat. McGuire's got a 2-2 pitch on the way. Grounded over to second base. They'll have to be quick. Oh, they can't be quick enough. And they bobbled it. Boudreaux, he was trying to rush too fast. I was about to mention, you're going to have to be quick against Valor here. He was too fast, and Ollie couldn't quite get the glove to his hand with the ball in it and couldn't quite make the transfer. Bobbled it for just a quick second, and that was all Valor needed to get down the line and take the infield single. They will count it as an error against Boudreaux, unfortunately. So this gives you a runner on first base and Pete Wheeler up to bat. This is not good. This is not good, guys. We're in danger, I think is the appropriate response here. Vidal Valor takes her lead over at first base. Pete Wheeler steps in. Mikey Thomas already stretching the arm to throw down to second. First pitch on the way. Here comes the stolen base. Here comes the throw, and Valor will get this one. Valor ran on the changeup at 64 miles per hour. A better pitch to go on. It wasn't a pitch out. And Valor takes the stolen base. Moving into second base with a chance to score here with Pete Wheeler up at bat. Oh, I'm not rooting for either team. I root for both of the pitchers. That's what I'm rooting for. I want to see both of these pitchers go 8 innings and be flawless. Stolen by Valor. Good job. The stolen base luck has run dry. Yeah, they finally picked the right pitch to go on. Now, Valor, technically, Valor was caught stealing on a pitch out. So that's why they got her the first time. Because 91 speed, 80 stealing... That's always going to do a great job against 6 hold and even 100 catcher arm. That's always going to be a really good situation to steal bases on. Now, the question is, do you walk Pete here or do you face him? I think they're going to face him. Pete Wheeler back into the batter's box. 0-1 pitch on the way. Over to first base. This will advance the runner, but they will get Pete Wheeler out. So a ground ball to the first baseman takes care of Pete. But over to third goes Valor, and you will have the heart of the order with a runner on third base. Oh boy, Nagasawa 0 for 3 for the ball game so far. McGuire's had her number so far. We'll see if that continues here in the top of the 7th. 98 pitches from McGuire. Definitely starting to reach the end of his performance for the evening. Nagasawa settles in. Chance to be able to get out of the inning. Yeah, the McGuire stamina's not bad. He's in the yellow, so he's still comfortable. Starting to get tired. Probably going to be a harder situation to have him go up against Nagasawa and Olofsson. These are the 2 batters you really didn't want to have coming up with a starting to tire starting pitcher and runners in scoring position. So we'll see what happens here. But he could pull it through. McGuire just needs one good pitch to get a fly ball out or a ground ball out here. Nagasawa steps up. Vidal Valor takes her lead over at third base. Do they dare try to steal home? A 1-2 pitch on the way, and it's a strikeout. McGuire went to his favorite pitch, the knuckleball. No, my apologies. The changeup. He went to the changeup down low. Changed speeds on Nagasawa and got her to strike out. Oh, is that a curveball? Is that a curveball? You're right. CH is changeup. CU is curveball. One of the slowest curveballs I've ever seen. Good grief. Yes, Springsteen's stamina is lower, but he's only thrown 78 pitches. So as we head into the bottom of the 7th inning. Springsteen and the Apollos are going to have potentially the same problem here, as Springsteen, who has 5 less stamina, is starting to encroach in the yellow. So Springsteen will have to face off against Bellows, McLovin, and Boudreau with the game still tied here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A 1-1 pitch on the way, and Bellows smacks it out to right. On comes the right fielder, makes the grab, and that will retire Bellows, as Pablo Pierre makes it look easy. Rocco McLovin up next, as Bruce Springsteen has 81 pitches at this point. McLovin has the first pitch. Grounds it over to second. Bobbled by the second baseman. Can't quite make the play, and that'll be an infield single. Danger was trying to rush it just ever so slightly. McLovin's not exactly super fast, but a little bit of speed there. And Dean Danger couldn't recover from the injury, or the bobble over at second. And that'll be the first error for the Apollos. And that'll put a runner on first base for the Admirals now. Chance for the Admirals to make something started here, as they have Boudreau and then the top of the order. Springsteen would really like a double play right about now. Oh boy, 82 pitches on the way to Ollie Boudreau. 0-2 pitch on the way. Popped out towards right center field. It'll fall in for a single. Rounding second, heading towards third, the runner, and he'll get into third base. So McLovin will get to third on the single by Boudreau. So we'll have first and third for the Admirals, 1 man down. Still in double play chance here for the Apollos, but Annie Frazier's a very good contact hitter, has some decent speed as well. Not the best double play candidate in the world. Bruce Springsteen, 85 pitches. Still looks pretty comfortable, getting close to that yellow though. And when you get past Frazier and McNichol, you've got Hayes, Thomas, Warner, Patterson, and then Bellows again. You don't want to get there. Annie Frazier, left-handed hitting against left-handed pitcher, steps in. First pitch swinging is Frazier. Nope, they're stealing second base. My apologies, and they'll take it. Boudreau with the sneaky steal takes second base off of Ralph and Springsteen. Really well done. A great call right there by the Admirals to take the bag. Ralph never had a chance, and Boudreau will get the stolen base. That might be his first of the regular season at this point. So we'll have runners on second and third. 1 man down. Annie Frazier back in to bat here. A 1-2 pitch on the way. Flied out towards center. That is Pete Wheeler, but this is really, really far. This should get the run in. It will. It'll even get the run over to third. So the lead goes back to the Admirals. The Admirals will take their lead on the sacrifice fly for Annie Frazier. And Pete Wheeler did not have a chance to be able to make anything of that play right there. So Springsteen has blinked in the bottom of the 7th. James McNichol, runner on third base, 2 men down. Still a chance for the Admirals to be able to score some more runs here. You don't want to get past McNichol. 0-1 pitch on the way. Looped over to left. It's going to fall in. It's going to be a single. It'll score another run. It's 4-2 now. The Admirals are bringing it in now officially. 4-2 is the lead as the single for McNichol drives in. That was Boudreau over at third base. Elwood Hayes, the number 3 hitter for the Admirals, is up next. Runner on first base, 2 men down. Springsteen, first pitch on the way. Flies it out to right. This should be easy, though. That should retire the side. But the Admirals will score 2 runs. It's hard because both teams are A teams. I have to be careful who I say. But the Admirals score 2 runs. They take the lead on the 2 base hits and the error, unfortunately, from Dean Danger. That's going to come back to bite you if that's the game right there. Tiffany Bosworth in here in the top of the 8th. She's been flawless, absolutely flawless so far in the regular season. This is the closer for the Admirals, by the way. Tiffany Bosworth, 3 2/3 inning pitch so far the regular season. 6 strikeouts, no hits, no runs, no walks. Flawless performance so far. Stan Olofsson steps up to bat, the number 4 hitters for the Apollos. A full count pitch on the way. from Bosworth, looking for the save. And that's going to be a strikeout. Beautiful pitch right there from Bosworth, strikes out Olafson. You'll take the full count, but you would like to see a better outcome than a strikeout looking, unfortunately. Cheese the Man is up next, batting .300 for the regular season. Another full count from Bosworth. And another strikeout is going to be the result. Another swing and a miss strikeout this time, and that's 2 strikeouts for Bosworth to start the 8th inning. Dean Danger up next, wants to have some redemption for that last inning error, unfortunately. Tiffany Bosworth much better against lefties and righties, surprisingly at this point. Reverse splits, exactly, Hero Driver. Probably because of her arm slot angle. Dean Danger steps up to the bat. 2 men down here in the top of the 8th inning. First pitch swinging is Dean. Pops it up the middle. Shortstop's there to make the grab. Here's the throw over. Makes him out. A beautiful play there by the shortstop. It was a slow roller and they had to rush it, but they do get Dean Danger hustling down the line. And that would be a no way audio clip right about there. But that retires Dean Danger. Replay, please. Regretfully, the Backyard Project doesn't have enough money to do replays, unfortunately. We don't have cameras set up. We just have the one and a couple around the field, but we don't have replays ability, unfortunately. So, moving on. Down to the bottom of the 8th we go. 4-2 for the Admirals, still as Todd Xavier is going to come in for the Apollos. The closer for the Apollos in now to hold this game in check if possible. Mikey Thomas, Warner, and Patterson up to bat here in the bottom of the 8th. A 1-2 pitch on the way to Mikey. He had a homer earlier in this ball game, but he's going to watch strike 3 go by. Beautiful slider right there by Xavier. Gets him looking, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Up next is Tom Warner. Another power hitting person right about here. Todd Xavier's got a 2-2 pitch on the way. Grounded over to third base. It's a slow roller. Over to first they go, and it's too late. Warner hustles down the line. It was a slow little dinker roller, and Warner will reach first on the play as Bowden tried his best to get the throw across, but it just didn't have enough money on it. And that'll put a runner on first base in front of Isaiah Patterson. Really big chance here to put this game way out of reach for the Admirals at this point. 1-2 pitch on the way up the middle to the second baseman, over to shortstop, but broken up by the runner going into second. So it'll only be one if they can only get the runner. It'll be a force out. Fielder's choice force out over at second base. Olafson tried to exchange it and get it back over to first base for Valor, but unfortunately, they weren't able to make that play, and it'll be a fielder's choice for Isaiah Patterson. Matthew Bellows up next. 2 men down here in the bottom of the 8th. Todd Xavier at 14 pitches already. 1-1 pitch on the way. Popped out towards center. On comes Pete Wheeler. Makes the grab, and that'll retire this side. So we'll head to the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Apollos to keep their lossless season, as they have to go up against Tiffany Bosworth here in the top of the 9th, still pitching. We will have Joe Bowden, Pablo Pierre, and Mariana Ralph here in the top of the 9th. Up first, Joe Bowden. First pitch swinging is Joe. Over to shortstop it goes. Bit of the deep play here, but the arm strength is definitely there. McNichol throws out Bowden over at first base. 2 more is all the Admirals need to start the season going 3-0 and supporting a very solid performance from their starting pitching and their homer hitting offense, which has shown up again today. Tiffany Bosworth has Pablo Pierre up to bat next. Left-handed hitting right fielder. Looks at the first pitch. Grounds it over to the shortstop. Weak infield ground balls results in 2 outs. McNichol makes it look easy. It was a little bit low, but Patterson made a good play, even though it looked high in the animation. But we're good right there as we have 2 men down. Mariana Ralph, last chance for the Apollos here in the top of the 9th inning. Chance for the Admirals to take this victory. 1-1 pitch on the way. Grounded over to the shortstop. Again, McNichol with the throw. Makes it easy. 1-2-3 go the Apollos in the top of the 9th. And the Admirals will take the victory and go 3-0 to start the regular season. A fantastic performance, back and forth game. The Apollos took the lead. The Admirals tied it up, took the lead with the singles and the run scoring situations in the 7th. And we had our fair share of home runs with Olofsson, Warner, and Thomas all hitting homers in this ball game right here. Fowler had a stolen base, also was caught stealing. Cheese the man got caught stealing as well, and Boudreaux had a stolen base. A great pitcher performance, though, from both sides. My apologies. A really good pitching performance from both sides. McGuire and Springsteen both go 7 innings. Both give up home runs. But McGuire and the angry Admirals will take it 4-2. And that error by Danger, I don't like to harp about it, but that error is going to come back to bite them. They had a chance, but again, you have so much offense. They had multiple situations where they could have had runners get scored. Pablo Pierre saw 6 people on base. Couldn't quite do anything about it, unfortunately. Same situation for Isaiah Patterson and Annie Frazier, both seeing a combined amount of 6 at this point. But a great performance, regardless, from all of the teams involved. So, congratulations to all the teams that won. The Discord has been updated with the final scores for the day, including our extra inning victory, which was the Super Squirrels versus the Astounding Armadillos. That was game number 1. Those caught stealing definitely hurt. Yeah, Thomas was definitely on point for the game. Thomas ends up having a 1-for-4 performance, 2 caught stealing, and a solo home run. He did everything he could to make sure that McGuire would be able to get a shot at winning. So congratulations to everybody who had games today. Our standings look like this. Let me go ahead and get myself off the screen so you guys can take a look at this really fast here. The Admirals and the Gnarly Goats. To be honest, these were the 2 teams I was expecting to be first. These were actually the teams that I was expecting to be first by the end of the regular season. So already off to a good start are the Goats and the Admirals. We have quite a few teams at 2-1. We've got our fair share of teams at 1-2, and a couple teams, unfortunately, at 0-3. So we will see you all tomorrow to be able to see who can get their first victory as we head into games number 2 for the week. So, we'll go ahead and advance on. Let me go ahead and check actually who was the player of the day for yesterday. Corbin Burns gets player of the day performance with Trevor Rogers and Brian Reynolds. So congratulations to those 3 and their respected ball clubs. And let's go ahead and preview tomorrow, guys. This is going to be our games for the day tomorrow on Saturday on the OOTP channel. We will be live simulating or real-time simulating all of these games. We'll be seeing the Kind Koalas versus the Gnarly Goats, a big matchup right about there. Verdue Goat versus Nick Jai. The Curious Coyotes will take on the Nice Nobles, looking to go to 3-1. The Nobles looking for their first win of the regular season. The Frogs are up against the Armadillos. That's Rocket versus Best. And that's Ibushi versus Chicken, by the way, for the Coyotes Nobles game. The Squirrels and Cluckers play against each other tomorrow as well. That's New Haas Radborn trying to get the Cluckers their first win of the regular season. The Ducks and Giants square off against each other. That's Silverhand versus Vegas. Human is going up against Radborn, by the way. For the Stunning Day League, we're going to be seeing the Admirals going up against the Jolly Jazz. That's Lambert versus McDingleberry. For the Reapers and Apollos, it's going to be Walrus Jones versus Rex Fuller. Good matchup right about there. Ninjas and the Kings, that's going to be Mange Copperhead and Dink Dinkson going up against each other at that point. And then the Courageous Captains and the Pioneers. A couple 2-1 games here at this point versus Albert Shendog and Johnny Omar. And then the Cacti versus the Whistlers, Spike Owen and Chris Flexen. So congratulations to everyone so far. I look forward to tomorrow's live or real-time simulation. We have some cool stuff planned for tomorrow. But otherwise, guys, that is it for Week 2, Game 1 of the Backyard Project. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys had a fun time. We will have the Stats Plus website will be updated in about 5 minutes. I'll have that all done. And then the stuff in the Discord is already there. You guys can see all of the reports and everything that happened. And you guys can enjoy all of that And I look forward to seeing all you guys tomorrow. I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye.